One of my favorite styles of watch is, of course, the dive watch. I think a dive watch is a great everyday piece that you could wear pretty much in any situation. Today's watch is a watch that does not take inspiration from Breguet. However, it gives me Breguet vibes. If Breguet came out with an affordable dive watch, this would be the watch. You're getting a textured dial and a lot of bells and whistles. Everything has been really thought out. This is from the brand Monart. I have the blue dial variant to show you guys. The watch is called the Squid. So let's take a hands-on look at the Squid from the brand Monart. I do get slight Breguet vibes here because you're getting a beautiful textured dial, and it's not done like a lot of other micro brands. They went a classic route. You're getting a beautiful circular pattern on the dial, and it's sort of broken up along the way. It's a water drop pattern. So it's a CNC guilloche that radiates out from the center like a raindrop hit right in the center where the hand stack is. Pretty cool idea, and it's beautiful when you look at it up close. It has a very nice texture to it, and the pattern is beautiful. You also have a very large applied logo at the 12 o'clock, right below the 12 o'clock. And you have the date at the 6 o'clock, and you have a beautiful surround around that. The design is sophisticated. It's a little bit nicer than what you would see from your average startup micro brand. Although I don't believe they're a startup micro brand, but you get what I'm saying here. There are a lot of micro brands out there that sort of just copy or take from the bin and, come up with something that is nice, but not very, very original like this. Right below that applied logo, it says automatic. Right above that date, it says divers 300 meters because this gets 300 meters and it's around 11.2 millimeters thick. That's including the sapphire crystal and a beautiful engraved case back. It might be stamped, but it's a large octopus with a top hat on, and then everything, all the information about the watch is very deeply embossed into that case back, and it looks really good. So again, a lot of attention to detail here. That's what I like. You also have a short lug to lug of around 47 millimeters. That's including the bracelet, and the bracelet is also beautiful. Because you are getting female end links on here, it does fold down perfectly with the case. And when you put it on its side, you can see you have somewhat of an angular case. At the same time, it is pretty organic. You have a very large line of polish on the top and the bottom of the case. You have crown guards and a very large crown, but you do get that 47 millimeter lug to lug. So this will fit on smaller wrists. This is around a 41 millimeter watch is what I measured at the bezel. So you have a 40.4 millimeter watch is what I measured at the bezel. At the case, it's around 41 millimeters, a little bit over 41 millimeters. So I would say it wears like a 41 millimeter dive watch. Plus you have those crown guards, so it will wear slightly larger than 40 millimeters. So that's why I'm saying 41 millimeters. But the lugs do turn down really well, so you have that short lug to lug. So this will wear comfortably, again, on smaller wrists despite its dimensions. You have solid end links, quick release, and then the bracelet is a 3-link bracelet that is primarily brushed except for the center links, which have a line of polish that go down either side of those links. Everything feels beautiful on here. There's no sharp edges. And then you have a clasp on here that echoes the bracelet. It is signed with the brand logo, double push button, and you have on the fly micro-adjust, just that tab version, which a lot of brands are using now, but you can see you have a lot of adjustability here. And when you have it all the way out and you have it on wrist, you could actually click it back in. And the clicks are really nice. This is very nicely made and it feels really good. Besides the dial, the crown and the bezel are probably two big design elements that I would say sort of make this watch look kind of different. You have a solid steel bezel, which I think is Lume because the indices are painted in the same color as the indices on the dial. And then that large crown is very grippy and signed with the M logo for Monart. So you have a very, very large crown. And then you have these huge hands that are also filled with lume, and there is lume on that seconds hand. There is a pip on there, and there is lume in there. Those hands are like sword hands. They are very large. There is a line of lume throughout those hands that sort of outline the hands, but slightly inboard of the outside of the hand. So when you put the lights off, they look kind of modern compared to the watch. But in this light, they look like sword hands, just large, very legible hands. You have a chapter ring. The indices sort of sit inside the chapter ring, which again looks really good. Those are filled with lume. They are multifaceted, really nicely polished stainless steel. And then you have a triangle at the 12 o'clock position, that index at 12 o'clock for orientation, and then you have a triangle in the bezel as well. They are sitting on top of each other. Let's listen to the bezel action. Really good bezel action on here. Everything lines up, and it is a solid stainless steel bezel, so you do get very good bezel action because of that. On my wrist today, I have a watch that I haven't worn in a long time. It is my Antarctic GMT from Nevada Grenchen. This is an automatic GMT that they reissued in its original size, and it just looks awesome. This is just a very good looking watch that I think they should make in other colors as well, because this was very well received, and I think it pretty much sold out. And there is the Monarch Squid on my 7.5 inch wrist. I do want to mention two things here that are very important. They are Swiss made, so you're getting inside this watch a ETA movement, so you're getting an ETA 2824. It's a top grade. They also regulate it in-house, which is pretty awesome. So this is a Swiss made watch. And also you are getting a 5-year warranty, which again, most micro brands would not offer. They are aiming higher than most micro brands. So they're offering an ETA movement, a top grade ETA movement, and of course that 5-year warranty. So you see where I'm going here. They're trying to give you more for your money, and you are getting a lot for your money here. Sapphire crystal is very legible at almost any angle because you are getting 3 coatings of AR on this watch. Again, this is around a 41 millimeter watch. You have around a 47 millimeter lug to lug, and it's around 11.2 millimeters thick. It wears really nice on my 7.5 inch wrist, and I think it looks really good. This is not sized for my 7.5 inch wrist, but let me show you very quickly. When you take these style of clasps, you could just go like this and push in the links, and it will click in. As you could hear, what you could do is when you take off the watch, you loosen the micro adjust, and when you put it back on, you tighten it. So every day it is basically a new fit depending on how you expand and contrast. So pretty cool. I love that style of on-the-fly micro adjust because it works the best. Well, there you go. I thought that the bezel would be lumed. Unfortunately, it is not. It is partially lumed. You have that triangle at the 12 o'clock, which is lumed, and it sort of echoes the hands, which is kind of cool. And the hands are beautifully lumed. The indices are beautifully lumed as well. That seconds hand does have lume. I think my only complaint about this watch would be that bezel. I think it's a missed opportunity that they didn't lume the entire bezel, especially because it looks like it's lumed. It would actually be more legible if they just put it all in black, so it would be a little bit more legible during the day. But other than that, I have no complaints about the lume, especially those hands. They kind of look modern on this very classic looking dive watch, very elegant looking dive watch. I think it's beautiful. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Price on this is $1,287. Yes, that seems like a lot of money, but what you're getting here is a Swiss-made dive watch with a top grade ETA 2824. And take it from me, someone who is actually researching this stuff currently because I'm thinking about creating my own brand eventually. The ETA 2824 is a very expensive movement, and the fact that it's a top grade is even more expensive. If you go Sellita, it is cheaper. So that's the reason why they went with the higher grade movement technically than a Sellita SW200. And also obviously the elements here, making it in Switzerland, the on-the-fly micro adjust, the beautiful bracelet with large screwed links. The CNC guilloche dials aren't expensive, but they definitely aren't cheap. And this one looks really good, very intricate, beautiful dial. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. I will put a link to their website down in the description. Definitely check them out if you are interested in this watch. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next video.